You know that feeling at the checkout when the total comes up and you do a little flinch? $180, and you're standing there thinking, what did I even buy? You get home, you unload it all, and 3 days later you're staring into a full pantry saying there's nothing to eat. I'm going to tell you something that took me years of feeding 7 people on one income to figure out. The grocery store carries about 40,000 different items. A house runs on about 20. Everything past that is mostly the same food, taken apart, put in a smaller package, and sold back to you at 3 times the price. So today I'm going to give you my list. 20 things. This is what actually comes into my house every week or two. It's what I've raised 5 kids on, and I'll tell you as we go which expensive thing each one replaces. Number 1 on this list is the single best deal in the entire store, and almost nobody buys it anymore. Let's go. Number 1, dried beans. Not canned, dried, in the bag. A pound of dried pinto beans costs about $1.50 and turns into 6 or 7 cups cooked. That's the cheapest protein in the building, and it's not close. Canned beans are fine in a pinch, but you're paying triple for somebody to add water and put it in a can. You soak them overnight, you simmer them while you're doing something else. It is not hard. People act like cooking a bean is a lost art. It's a pot and some water. Number 2, rice. A big bag, the plain kind, not the little pouches you microwave. Those pouches run about 10 times the price per serving of the bag, and what's in them is rice. You're paying for the pouch. Beans and rice together make a complete meal that's not a poverty meal. That's what half the world eats on purpose, because it works. Number 3, old-fashioned oats, the big canister. Breakfast for the whole house for pennies a bowl. Now walk down that cereal aisle sometime and actually look at it. $6 a box, and the box is mostly air and sugar. The little instant oatmeal packets, same oats, chopped smaller, with sugar added, at 4 times the price. Buy the canister, add your own brown sugar and cinnamon. Same breakfast, you keep the difference. Number 4, flour, plain all-purpose flour. This one item replaces more products than anything else on the list. Pancake mix is flour with baking powder in it. Biscuit mix is flour with fat in it. Gravy packets, bread, pizza dough, a thickener for soup, it's all just flour. A 5-pound bag costs a few dollars and quietly replaces a whole shelf of boxes with cartoon characters on them. Number 5, eggs. Even when the price jumps and everybody panics about it, eggs are still one of the cheapest complete proteins you can buy. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, baking. An egg on top of leftover rice and vegetables is a real supper. When people tell me they can't afford protein, I ask them if they've been buying protein bars. Those are $4 each. An egg does the same job for a quarter. Number 6, a whole chicken, not the boneless, skinless breasts. I know, the whole bird makes people nervous. But here's the arithmetic. Boneless, skinless breast can run $4, $5 a pound. A whole chicken is often under 2. You roast it once, you eat dinner off it, you pull the rest of the meat for 2 more meals, and then this is the part everybody skips. You throw the bones in a pot with water and an onion end and simmer it. That's broth. The store sells broth for $3 or $4 a carton, and it's water with a chicken memory. You were about to throw the real thing in the trash. Number 7, potatoes. The 10-pound bag, not the 5. Cheapest filling food in the store keeps for weeks in a cool, dark spot, and it becomes 100 different suppers. Frozen fries, instant mashed, those little refrigerated hash browns, that's all just potatoes with a markup for cutting them up for you. Your hands work, cut your own. Now, quick. Before we keep going, everything I'm telling you today and every other method I use to run this house for less, I finally wrote down in one place. It's a book. It's on my website. The link's right below the video. Go get it if you want it. That's all I'll say about it. Number 8, onions. A bag of yellow onions. Almost every real meal on earth starts with an onion in a pan, and they cost about $1 a pound. If your cooking tastes flat and you've been buying seasoning packets to fix it, the answer was an onion the whole time. Taco seasoning, by the way, is salt, chili powder, and cumin in an envelope for $1.50. It seasons 1 pound of meat. The jars of those same spices season a year's worth. Number 9, carrots. Whole ones, with the skin on, not baby carrots. Baby carrots are big carrots that got shaved down on a machine, and you pay about double for the shaving. They also go slimy in a week, where a whole carrot keeps a month in the crisper. Peeling a carrot takes 10 seconds. They're trying to sell you those 10 seconds. Number 10, cabbage. This one's the sleeper on the list. A head of cabbage costs $1 or $2, weighs 3 pounds, and keeps in the refrigerator for a month or more. Slaw, soup, fried up with a little butter and salt, stuffed, stir-fried. Meanwhile, the bag salad kits are $5, weigh nothing, and turn to soup in the bag by Thursday. If you've ever thrown out a slimy bag of spring mix, and you have, everybody has. You didn't buy salad, you rented it. Number 11, whatever fruit is cheap that week. Notice I didn't name one. Bananas are cheap year-round. Apples in the fall, melons in the summer, oranges in the winter. You buy what's in season and on sale, because that's the fruit that's fresh, and that's the fruit that's $1 a pound instead of $4. The pre-cut fruit trays in the plastic clamshells, that's the same fruit at 3 and 4 times the price, already going brown at the edges. A knife costs nothing to use. Number 12, canned tomatoes. The big cans, plain, whole, or crushed. This is the one canned good I'll defend all day, because good canned tomatoes are picked ripe and they're cheap. From that one, can you make spaghetti sauce, chili, soup, salsa? Jarred pasta sauce is $5, $6, $7 now, and the first ingredient is tomatoes, and the rest is water, sugar, and a fancy label with somebody's grandmother on it. Not your grandmother. Make your own. It takes 20 minutes, and it's better. All right, we're a little over halfway, and I want you to notice something before we hit the back of the store. Everything so far has come from the outside walls and the bottom shelves. That's not an accident. The stuff at eye level in the middle aisles is where the margins live. And stay with me, because number 20 is the one that'll actually change your bill the most. It's the one thing on this list that isn't food at all. Number 13, milk. Plain milk, if your house drinks it. But here's the thing I want you to stop buying alongside it. The flavored coffee creamers, the little drinkable yogurts, the shelf of specialty milk drinks. That whole refrigerator door is milk, sugar, and flavoring at 5 times milk's price. Vanilla and sugar in your own milk makes coffee creamer. I've been doing it for 20 years. Number 14, plain yogurt. The big tub, plain, not the little cups. The little flavored cups are plain yogurt plus a spoonful of sugary fruit goo, portioned out at double or triple the price per ounce. Buy the big tub, stir in a spoon of jam or honey yourself. Same thing. And plain yogurt does double duty. It stands in for sour cream. It goes in baking. It makes a marinade. The little cups do one job. The tub does 5. Number 15, a block of cheese. A block. Not shredded, not sliced, not string. Shredded cheese costs more per pound, and they coat it in powdered starch to keep it from clumping. That's why it doesn't melt as nice. A box grater costs a few dollars once and lasts the rest of your life. Grating cheese takes 1 minute. They sell a lot of minutes at that store. Number 16, butter. Real butter. It keeps for months in the freezer, so buy it when it's on sale and stock up. Butter replaces the spray oils, the tub spreads, half the sauces in a jar. A little butter, a little flour, some milk that's a white sauce, and a white sauce is the base of half the casseroles and creamed soups they sell you in cans. Cream of mushroom soup is a white sauce with mushrooms in it. Now you know. Number 17, one good cooking oil. Pick one. I keep a plain vegetable oil for every day, and that's mostly it. What you don't need is the shelf of bottled salad dressings. Look at a bottle of Italian dressing sometime. Oil, vinegar, salt, herbs, $4 for water and oil you already own. 3 parts oil, 1 part vinegar, pinch of salt, shake it in a jar. That's dressing. 30 seconds. I haven't bought a bottle in 15 years, and nobody at my table has ever noticed. Number 18, peanut butter. The plain jar, the big one. Cheap protein, cheap fat, keeps forever, and every kid on earth will eat it. It's the backbone of school lunches. It goes in sauces. It goes in oatmeal. What it replaces is the whole snack aisle, the crackers with filling, the protein bars, the packaged snack packs, which are all some form of expensive peanut butter and crackers pulled apart and shrink-wrapped. Bread and peanut butter is the same snack at 1/5 of the price. Number 19, frozen vegetables, the plain bags. Broccoli, peas, green beans, corn. Not the ones in sauce, not the steamer meals, just the plain vegetable. Here's what most people don't know. Frozen vegetables are usually frozen within hours of picking, so they're often fresher than the fresh ones that rode a truck for a week. They're cheap, nothing goes bad, and there's zero waste. You use a handful. The bag goes back in the freezer. If you're throwing away wilted fresh vegetables every week, the freezer aisle is your friend, the plain bags only. The second there's a sauce on it, the price doubles and the vegetable didn't get any better. And number 20, salt and your handful of basic spices. Salt, pepper, garlic powder, chili powder, cumin, cinnamon. That's not food, you say. No, it's the thing that makes all 19 foods above it taste like something. And here's why it's the biggest money saver on this list. Bland food is why people quit cooking. Bland food is what sends you to the drive-thru, to the frozen dinners, to the jarred sauces and seasoning packets. Every single one of those products is really selling you flavor, because nobody showed you that flavor costs about 8 cents of salt and spices. Season your food properly and the takeout urge gets a lot quieter. That's worth more than every coupon you'll ever clip. That's the 20. Beans, rice, oats, flour, eggs, a whole chicken, potatoes, onions, carrots, cabbage, cheap fruit, canned tomatoes, milk, plain yogurt, block cheese, butter, oil, peanut butter, frozen vegetables, and salt and spices. Off that list, I can put a different supper on the table every night for 2 weeks, plus breakfasts and lunches, and in most of the country, it'll run you somewhere around $70 to $90, depending on where you live and what's on sale. Not 180. And nothing rots in the crisper waiting for you to feel ambitious. Now, let's talk plainly about why your cart doesn't look like this, because it's not an accident and it's not your fault. Everything on my list has one thing in common. It's a plain ingredient, and plain ingredients have thin margins. The store makes sense on a bag of beans. But take those same beans, cook them, season them, put them in a microwave cup with a bright label, now there's real money in it. That's the whole game. The food industry calls it value added, which is a lovely term for we did 10 cents of work and charged you $3 for it. The value got added to their side of the ledger, not yours. That's why the plain flour is on the bottom shelf and the pancake mix is at eye level. That's why the pre-cut, pre-shredded, pre-seasoned versions of everything sit right where your hand falls, and the whole versions make you bend down. That's why the store is laid out, so you walk past 1,000 packages to get to the milk. Nobody's running an advertising campaign for cabbage. There's no money in teaching you that broth is bones and water, or that dressing is oil and vinegar. The money is entirely in you not knowing and in you being tired on a Tuesday, which they are counting on. So here's what I want you to do this week. Don't overhaul everything that never sticks. Before your next store trip, look at your last receipt and find the 3 most expensive things on it that are really just a cheap ingredient with work done to it. The shredded cheese, the bottled dressing, the cereal, whatever yours are. Swap those 3 for the plain version, just 3. See what the receipt says. Next trip, swap 3 more. Inside 2 months, your cart looks like mine and your bill looks like it's from a different decade. And tell me in the comments, what's the one grocery you buy every single week that never lets you down? And what's the one you finally quit buying when you did the math on it? I read every one of these, and honestly, half my best tricks came out of that comment section. Next time, I'm going to take the whole chicken from number 6 and show you exactly how I stretch one bird into 4 dinners plus a pot of broth, step by step, because people keep asking and it deserves its own video. It's easier than you think. It always is. I'll see you then.